Pose. Hi, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Aries. And I decided to be ready to play with the pool a little bit. As you guys have seen in my other vlogs, we got it up to sparkling and looking beautiful. But anyways, this isn't a vlog on the trials and tribulations of the pool. This is a vlog on the inspiration that I have gotten from the hummingbird. So, excuse me, my voice is going through it this morning. The birds are chirping left and right. I might find like a rock or something that I could hold this up against so that I can get into the hummingbird with you guys. But I guess until that moment, I'm just gonna look up hummingbird. And we can do it like this. I don't really mind. H. So anyways, I saw this hummingbird and it just came to us because my mother actually saw it first. And my daughter was with me as well. Just as a very sign, very symbolic sign. And everything is a sign to me, if you know me very well. I haven't had my coffee yet. So H-I-J-K. So where is hummingbird? Because my goodness, that should be in here. Oh, what's funny is I do see a heron a lot as well. But anyways, hummingbird. Here we go. Here we go. So because I saw the hummingbird, I just wanted to read a little message intuitively from the Spirit Speak book by Teddy Andrews. Yeah, Teddy Andrews. So this is the book that I'm referencing. I like to be outside amongst the birds that are all chirping and doing their thing. We have a hummingbird that comes to my hibiscus plant. And then we put the sugar water out there. Yes, just and he's been coming a little bit more, so I got to see him fully the other day. But hummingbirds represent tireless joy and the nectar of life, and that is very sweet. The cycle of power, this gets into the animal power moments, like a totem situation. And it says that the hummingbird, as we know, is the smallest of birds. And I say as we know, because most of us know that hummingbirds are small. The hummingbird that I saw the other day had a little bit of blue, so it gives me that throat chakra energy a little bit to kind of speak up. The throat chakra comes up often. And then it also gives me the energy of the third eye, which is another thing coming up, when it comes to that vision. So the messages that I was getting, those intuitive downloads the other day about not seeing something clearly and not seeing the full picture has really been coming up quite a lot. But back to this book, the most fascinating. Anyone who has ever seen this teeny bird is filled with a sense of wonder and joy. Very true. Its name comes from the vibration of its wings as it flies or hovers. We have all heard of how good it is to whistle while we work, but hummingbird is much more effective. It creates an internal message. Humming, restoring health and balance. The hummingbird reminds us to do. It reminds us to find joy in what we do and sing it out. And I'm a singer. I've been feeling really drawn to singing as we have a bee hanging out near me as well. But singing, is very good. There's actually a book about, excuse my throat. I guess there is a message with the throat chakra, but there is like a humming book at my job that goes into like the power of humming and humming for sound clearing. And I often hum while I work, and I just get really like a release, when I'm sitting there. And this is a message coming out too. I'm not going on a tangent, but if you've ever gotten that feeling like you feel really intense and you need to just not with my throat though, but just really like sing it out and let it out. You're frustrated, it's like it's actual singing. But humming is just as beautiful, and I often do that. So I feel like this is a message to do a little bit more humming, release, and let that out. There are over 300 species of hummingbirds. It's very significant. And it is given the numerical value of 300. It has associations with fire and relationships, the past and the future, as we all will see. Later, this is reflected in the wing movement of the hummingbird. It is ability to move its wings in a figure 8 pattern, symbol for infinity and links to the past and future and the laws of cause and effect. I found 8 grapes unsmashed in the driveway of my children's daycare. So very much that infinity, the past, present, and future is all linked. We also were talking about it at work, so another spiritual download where the indigenous people of this country often would reflect on the 3 generations back that, you're actually for you, and then the 3 generations come after you. So it's like, yes, you might feel boring or you're not accomplishing anything in this lifetime, but maybe you're accomplishing success, wealth, love, abundance, all of the above, just slightly in your lifetime, but that's going to extend through other lifetimes. That's going to extend through triple lifetimes. So I just wanted to throw that out there. It talks about their long bills and tongues that enable them to attract nectar from flowers. They could not live without them, and many flowers could not live without pollination by hummingbirds. Again, this reflects the mysteries of cause and effect that the hummingbird can teach us so that you can extract your own nectar. They have knowledge of use for flowers for healing. This includes their fragrance, their color, and herbal qualities as well. They can teach you how to draw life lessons from them and create your own medicine. So call up the hummingbird energy to create medicines and to amp up your herbalism teachings and your herbalistic elixirs and medicines and holistic vibes, or Ayurvedic. In the case of the Bach flower remedies, here we go, and other flower elixirs, they can teach you how to use flowers to heal and win hearts in love. The hummingbird is the most skillful flyer of all birds and can hover in the air. It can fly backward, forward, and sideways. In fact, it cannot walk. It flies everywhere. It reminds us that if we truly what we're doing, if we truly enjoy what we're doing, we become light as a feather, and life is rich with nectar. Hummingbirds can reach a high speed to take off. It can also stop immediately in flight from high speed. It's a skillful flyer, not afraid of any predator. Hummingbirds have even been known to chase off eagles. No other bird can fly backwards. This reflects the hummingbird's ability to explore the past and draw from the nectars of joy. As the wind chimes going, the hummingbird can help you find joy and sweetness in any situation. Its swiftness, always a reminder to grab joy while you can, as quickly as you can. Because of its iridescent colors, the hummingbird has been named for jewels and glittering stones, the ruby-throated hummingbird. It has also come to be associated with the fairy realm, which I very much have been feeling the fairy realm like crazy. I mean, not only do I feel it, there's mushrooms. I also talked about seeing elementals in the dew, and I really the fairy realm has just amped up in my household and around. One species has been called the woody nymph hummingbird, and the other purple crowned fairy. The iridescent colors have also caused it to be associated with rain, more specifically associated with the rainbow of promise that follows the rain. To the Pueblo Indians, hummingbirds' rainbow coloring and its great strength flying and hovering about flowers is associated with ritual practices. Prayer sticks ceremonies were used to bring the rain and help with endurance. Hummingbirds are big eaters, and most of their food is comprised of nectar, sugars, flowers, although they also eat teeny insects. Hummingbird may eat 50 to 60 meals a day. Because of its small size and degree of activity, it loses body heat quickly, so it must digest food quickly. Individuals with hummingbird totems should watch their own sugar levels. Saying too much or too little? Are you hyperglycemic or hypo or hyperglycemic? Are you getting enough sweetness in your life? Are you not savoring the sweet things of life? And the fact that when I saw this myself, I was with my mom and my daughter, so that's just the sweetness of life, is to be able to be with 3 generations at one time is always a beautiful significance to me, and my mom brings that up often too. But just to continue that on, hummingbirds are fiercely independent except for when mating. They like to be alone and free, seeming to revel at freedom. During the mating ritual, and we know this, the mother hummingbirds are hard workers. This is necessary, for they receive no help from their mate. She will usually lay 2 eggs, again very symbolic. The number of the inner self, the feminine, which we must give birth to an expression in our own way. Hummingbirds are master architects. They build their homes with great care and design. They're very intricate but unique to itself. If a hummingbird has taken up residence in you, you may wish to redecorate, which has been one of my vibes. It may be telling you to do something to create joy in the home. And we just got out of Cancer season, so it's like the home and hearth. But now it's all about that dew, that drive, that aesthetic, the vibe with Leo season. And we've got lots of things going into retrograde, making us really go crazy up in here. Hummingbirds can also hibernate overnight. The body temperature will lower and the feathers will ruffle up insulation and become a state of torpidry. It will appear to have died on its perch, but this is done to prevent exhausting energy supplies necessary for it to leave while allowing it to rest. For those with the hummingbird as a totem, it is important to get regular and deep sleep and rest. It will be necessary so that you do not burn yourself out. So the ruby-throated hummingbird, we saw him with a little bit of red, so I'm assuming it's this guy, is a wonder of migration. Every winter it makes an amazing journey. For several days it will eat and eat, storing up food, and coming from South America, Central America. So that's pretty much all of the little notes from this book that I was talking about with the hummingbird, and just to make some really interesting associations. Now, what I want to do is get into the feathered omens, and we're going to see what bird message we're going to get for today. As my crow friend, hey buddy, crows. The crows are always around. I'm telling you, it's the ancestors, the spirit guides. I'm going to see if I can. Hey, what's up? What's up? Sorry about that. So my crows, there's the traffic part in that. All right, let's see. I gotta tip this just right. So sorry. The cards, because I feel like, oh my gosh, and this thing is gonna want me to rotate the device. Let's see here. Let's see if I can stack these two things on top of each other. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that works out great. Thank you for bearing with me. I'm always constantly, here's Robin. Always have the robins out, and dove, because the morning doves are always out. So those two cards come up a lot. But that's not what the card is for today. We're going to see what Spirit wants to holler back at your girl with. I literally just woke up, so I am not even ready for the day. Oh, hey. Oh, oh, oh. I like to caw at the crows as well. I had a better skill for it, but over the years, well, over the months, I haven't been doing it. And then my kids now do it too. We roll down the windows. We're not being mean to them, by the way, so don't think we're being malicious. We love crows and we like to talk to them. We're always secrets discovered. So what secrets are you discovering? I feel like I've been seeing magpies, but I'm not sure. I don't even know if they're from this area. But let's take a dive into what the magpie stands for here. Let's see if my thing will still stand up. Perfect. Oh, whoa. I didn't think I was going to tip the whole table over. All right, let's see here. There we go. Magpie. Let's take a look. Magpies. And then I'll get into everything else for the day. Oh, here we go. Magpie. So that is the card of the day, the oracle message of the day. I just wanted to get into hummingbirds, talk a little heads, and are frequently considered the most intelligent member of the crow family. With a reputation for stealing anything they can to carry off, magpies have a knack for using whatever they find. When a magpie appears, information is coming your way, usually of a secretive, occult, or metaphysical kind. It means you will be picking up on some hidden information psychically. You will be discovering secrets. People will share with you things they probably should not. Magpie reminds you to use the knowledge coming your way carefully. You need to be careful with any secretive information you get and plan carefully for its use. The information may be more than you can handle. It may not be what you want to know, but Magpie is here to remind you that you can benefit with just little secret knowledge, no matter how distasteful or enjoyable. Magpie alerts you that you will gain some visual manner, along with some slight repercussions you have not considered. Be careful on how you use this new information. Be responsible or suffer consequences. So I almost feel that from the perspective of myself doing an I Ching reading. I have started to learn I Ching divination and really have a knack for it and really, really love it. And I did a real quick one for somebody, and I feel like, in a way, Spirit's like, yes, this knowledge is beautiful, you have a gift with that, but don't just do it. You know what I mean? Don't just do it or with no exchange of energy. And I've been getting a lot of intuitive downloads, a lot of psychic downloads, and there's been a lot of things coming up too. So personally, I feel this message, and I wonder if you guys will also feel, you know. Let's see. And then there's the reverse side, which this came out sideways technically, so we'll give both. We'll give the reverse and that I just gave, because it could be that it wanted both of those messages. So let's read. Well, magpies are scavengers and opportunists and can teach us to use what we have at hand. When reversed, magpie warns that we should worry more about our own situation rather than those of others. You are likely dabbling in things you shouldn't, and even butting into situations where you are not needed. Pardon the traffic. Just because you have some secret knowledge does not mean that you should share it and use it at this time. Sometimes it's best to keep the information to yourself, no matter how complete it is. The knowledge as information may not help nor do all that we think it can. Sharing will create more problems now. So if somebody has confided in you, if you're getting messages that seem very secretive, if you're gaining knowledge, don't use it. Sit on it for a moment, especially going into the August season. It seems like it's a very hermetic month once again. Sit on the knowledge, sit on the information. Don't respond, don't react. Something that I'm learning is, I am an Aries sun. And if you resonate with that and you're also an Aries sun, you will realize, or just in general, if you're any sign with this or have played, no, don't. Sometimes, yes, it's necessary. If somebody's asking you, it's a different story, and that's up to your discretion. But don't butt in where you weren't asked. Don't butt in where you were never, asked about it or, really involved. It's just best to stay to the side. Know what you know and kind of set it and forget it, and don't really dive into it, because things will come out in their own time. Things are going to come to light that you would not expect. And personally, in a situation, I'm a very intuitive person, and one thing that I've noticed over the years is that I can feel when people are under the influence of things, whether that's spiritually, energetically, or, in the physical, like substances wise. So, being an intuitive empath, feeling the energies, being very into chakras, very into auras, and now being able to and I've had to learn the struggle, if you're also an intuitive empath or somebody who just picks up on energies very well, that, I have to keep some of what I'm seeing and feeling to myself, which was hard in the beginning when I first really started getting better with my intuition. Because and then not be able to really talk about it and not be able to mention it to somebody, or like they're telling you one thing but their energy is giving you another. So as I'm putting this away real quick, it gets me on that kind of level. Like, just kind of keep it to yourself, because things will come out. It, and just feel it and sense it. Be supportive, be there the way that you can, depending on those situations. And just be supportive and know what you know. Journal it out if you need to. Vent it out to yourself. But I wouldn't go venting to other people about any situation that you might know right now that's like secretive, or maybe occult knowledge, or maybe it's something to do with your family. Pardon this traffic. I'm so sorry. It's very frustrating sometimes. But yeah, just keep it to you. And that's kind of message today, is just any knowledge that you know it for a reason, but hold it in and let it come out when the time is right. Things kind of uncover themselves, as I've recently done. I've kind of had to not really shut myself down, but really take it easy and take it a couple notches down to not really mention certain things. So and now in my personal experience, I've noticed that things have come out on their own. I didn't mention anything. I've been feeling some kind of interesting way, picking up on a vibe. So it'll all come to pass. And the things that are going to need to be seen to come to light are going to come to light. It's just been such an interesting spiritual time. I feel like I haven't been diving too deeply into it. I feel like I've been a little bit off with it because I'm working and, looking into other projects. I'm trying to get more into my creative endeavors as well. So maybe I'll take you guys on a fun little moment. We can do like a craft and chat. That way it keeps me accountable and comfortable and fun, and you guys can see like another side. I like to do that, and it's been a while. Or just like a craft with me kind of thing. I've only done like one or two, I think, maybe just one. But yeah, I like to have fun with that. So I figured I'd bring you the message of the hummingbird, and then we have a bonus with the magpie there. So two very symbolic birds. I feel like somebody out there might want me to take a look in the magpie. So let me look in my spirit book, because what's great is that Feathered Omens is also by Ted Andrews. So who would have known I'd be into Ted Andrews? Elemental P. So M. I think this is going to be, let's see just real quick what the energy also of magpie is, because they might have similar things. Here we go. So proper use of intelligence, familiars, and occult knowledge. The cycle of power is in the winter and the summer. So we are in that. It talks about it being, cousin of the crow. Occult knowledge, no matter how important it might be, only thing that you must be careful of is thinking and acting as if it will do more than it can. So thinking and acting, a friend, planes are going by, but a friend that talks about you don't need the oracle cards. You don't need divination tools. You are the channel, you are the divination. And I believe with that too. Sometimes it's fun to just add a visual bonus though. Like for me, I have these gifts. I don't need tarot. I don't need oracle. I've always sensed things. I've always picked up on things. But these decks kind of bring things a little bit more to clarification. If I'm kind of have an inkling about something, it clarifies. A little message in itself too. Many consider the magpie an intelligent member of its family. Adaptability, social organization, predominating in the Northwest, directions to help you define specific role in your life. It does talk again about the scavengers and opportunists, so it's very similar to the Feathered Omens. It's kind of very ripped right out of this book, it feels like. Now here's another thing. Because of this, they can teach you to use what is at hand, or they may refer to a dabbling pattern. There, hey, welcome back. Dabbling in your life. They can help you advance your knowledge, or your life. Their appearances most reflects opportunities and advancement through proper use of intelligence. So September 9th is coming up once again, like it was in the last time. Something is going to be coming to fruition and coming about. Positive news. We're going to be out of one of the retrogrades, so we're really going to be thinking about how to motivate ourselves to get into it. The magpie has often been considered unlucky or lucky depending on the times and quantities in which they're seen. Is the old story of bird that refused to enter inside of Noah's Ark, preferring to perch on the roof. From this story, in the magpie's own home construction, comes an old idea that magpie perches on the roof of a house, the house will never come down. Magpies make their nest of mud and twigs. And it just talks. They're also a spirit in fairy realm, because the thorn bushes often guard doorways to the spirit. It talks about, and the homes are usually long. I'm just scanning through this really quick. Homes are often messy. So I guess similar to myself, I have like a chaotic organization, as the student was trying to fly in my hair. They can be a warning not to look for quick and easy methods of attainment through occult knowledge. Their homes usually have a roof. Entered through the sides indicates that you're going to encounter the spirit realm or the metaphysical world in a different manner. You will enter into it and experience it in a way different form, or way different from most, and is often unusual manner. The Scots had a fortune-telling rhyme about the magpies. 1 sorrow, 2's mirth, 3's a wedding, 4's a birth, 5's a christening, 6 a death, 7's a heaven. So that's just kind of a Scots, kind of rhyme for the magpie. And the association in the United States has also taken upon this as well. I'm just scanning over the information. Associations with witchcraft, of course, believe that magpies were the familiars of witches and magicians, spirits of animal form. Part of its belief comes from their intelligence, keen observation of human activity. It also, I'm sure, has connections to their thievery, as a witch and wily character makes an interesting totem, but not easily controlled, as a bird with all of a will of its own. Very relatable to the Aries, if I must say. Let's see. Teach us to use the occult, metaphysical information, gain what you desire with the use of knowledge. If it is shown up, it says to ask yourself some serious questions. Do you have knowledge and you're not using it? Are you creative projects? You're not putting those out into the world. You have songs you need to sing. I'm just downloading my own thing. It's a very creative time, so definitely get into that sacral chakra energy. Put those things out into the world. Life is short. Put your visions, your dreams, your love right out into the world. Make, create, boom, demonstrate, right? Let's see, are you employing whatever skills you have to get what you need? Are you using your knowledge and skills inappropriately? Magpie can help you define these answers, but it can help you learn occult knowledge in responsible, effective ways. The Magpie will show you what to do with your life with just little occult knowledge. So, what a fantastic message from both the hummingbird that naturally came to me the other day, and then as well as the Magpie card that's coming up this morning. I figured that should be a good vibe to kind of flow into the day. I'm going to actually start getting ready for other things because I have to get my kids ready for daycare. But I just woke up. I've been having many, many dreams. I'm barely remembering them. Like, I do remember them, but I feel like I'm losing them, like, right away. As soon as I wake up, it's like messages. But I just woke right up and felt like I need to get on here and relay some beautiful messages out into the world and vibe with you guys. So if it resonates, leave me a thumbs up. Comment down below maybe what decks you'd like to see me do, what bird you want to know about. I'm very into birds, very connected to that. It is through my grandmother, and my grandfather. I feel like he'd be like, excuse me. But yeah, I just want to share that with you guys, and I hope you have an amazing, incredible Friday, a fantastic Friday. Do some self-care, do some self-love, because it's the day of Venus. She's all about self-care, self-love, and have an incredible day, because you are worth it. You're amazing. You're incredible. Thank you guys so much for watching, being with me this morning, and learning about the spiritual totem aspects of the hummingbird and the magpie. We'll see you guys next time in the next video. Peace and basis.